humanity survived. Our ancestors have destroyed the world, and we had to pay the price. With over 100 years without sunlight, but we have prepared ourselves for our chance to make things right. They stole from us a life of happiness. Still, we will make the best of it. Even though Mother Earth is grim and tainted, we have managed to survive. And we will keep surviving.
I'm glad we prepared ourselves well for this kind of scenario, especially since our inventories in the Endzone ran low. Don't forget that if you need additional information, you can look at our survival guide at any time.
So I started a tutorial here. It's looks like it's gonna be a really neat game. It's gonna take some getting used to, I think, but I'm in for it, man. Let's go. Endzone.
Well done. Everything you need to know should be right here. I think the time has come for us to at last build ourselves a new home here. Before we can construct buildings at all, we have to assign the profession builder to several settlers so that they can take care of construction contracts. In general, it's your responsibility to decide which tasks are important and how our settlers are supposed to be distributed to attend to them. All right. Your builders will be ready as soon as construction contracts have been issued. It's time to start focusing on our key and most basic need, water. The first thing we ought to do is to establish a working water supply. So we'll move on to our first construction contract. Place and build a jetty by a lake in the vicinity of your town center.
Okay, so I'm an idiot. I didn't realize that was backwards. I'm so dumb.
Very good. The jetty was completed as planned. Now we have a place where we can collect water. There are other possibilities to gather water too, but the jetty is the simplest and most cost-effective method. We can obtain and store water from different sources, like a jetty, rain collector, or well in the cistern. The cistern should always be in close proximity to a water source.
That's extremely cool that they even have names. I was trying to see if there's a way that you can name them, but we'll see. I'm starting to get the hang of it now. It just takes a minute. There's a whole lot to this game. I really like it. It's gonna be a lot of fun diving into it, man. This is gonna be definitely worth it. I think it may start a little slow, but once it gets going, it's probably gonna be just a whole bunch of fun. So far, I'm liking it a lot. That's my fault too. I thought it was saying to build the cistern closer to the main, like the middle of the town or whatever. I thought it was, that's what he was talking about. I had it
Installed
closer
a
to the
working
farm.
water supply, and water is now transported from the jetty to our cistern. Consider hiring more water carriers if you don't have enough settlers available. You can never have enough water in storage. Now we should focus on food production. It's important to ensure the supply right from the start. A gatherer's cabin, a hunting lodge, or a fishing hut can directly remedy the situation. I suggest starting with a
Yeah, now it's complete. I got my fishermen. They're fishing. Give me some fish out. Heck yeah.
Good work. We've now taken care of
I
the
thought
basic
this was gonna
supply
walk that
for
all the way
food
back
and
to the
water.
main base.
Make sure that you have enough food and water on hand at all times, especially if you want to upgrade your settlement. A population that grows too fast can quickly unbalance your food and water supply, bringing major difficulties for you if you don't watch out. Crops are another excellent way of getting food because they constantly grow as long as the soil is moist enough. Each seed has different yields and growing times. This means that it could take some time until your field is ready to be harvested. Looks good. Remember that we need the widest variety of food sources to stay healthy. You should also plan ahead for drought periods that might come when it's not going to rain. Stock up on food and adapt your production to avoid bottlenecks. I'll show you a few more strategies later on. At the beginning, we don't have much scrap wood or other resources. We could build a production building, but to obtain resources as fast as possible, it's best that we start gathering right away. Assign a Gather All Resources task. All the settlers who haven't been assigned any profession by you are going to accept these kinds of tasks. In addition, settlers distribute resources within your settlement. Since we now own plenty of resources, we can start to build a real production building. Then you don't have to always make efforts by hand that collecting is taking place. Production buildings are not only easier to manage, they are also distinctly more effective than simple tasks. Don't place production buildings too far away from your settlement. You'll be able to change their working area at any time later on. Right on. The best thing for us to do now is to build a forester's lodge to automate our supply of wood and make it more effective at the same time.
Looks like he's finally done with the Forester's Lodge there. It's a huge plus. So this one's starting to come along. Like I said, this is just a tutorial. I still need to come check it out for a minute. I'll upload this first, just so that other people have a chance to come look at it and see how this kind of starts off here for Endzone.
Good job. You might want to change this building's working area later on to tell your workers where they should get their wood from. Ah, and for your information, if you want, you can also tell your Forester's Lodge that they only ought to attend to reforesting an area in order to create a lush, green forest which generations to come can use. Very good. Now we ought to take care of collecting scrap. Scrap is one of the most valuable resources because the quantities present are limited, and we can recover other resources from scrap. Unlike
That's extremely cool that you
Change
can
the
fast
working
forward
area
everything.
for the scrapyard too. We can recycle scrap into 4 additional resources: cloth, metal, plastic, and electronic. Our people want a place to...
So I want to speed that up a little bit. I'm trying to get these last building the cabins done in this first tutorial video. So far, I really like this game though. I think I keep forgetting that I have this option to fast forward things. Really cool. Not a lot of games have that. But you still have to watch everything else that's going on in your, like the crops and the flowers, make sure everyone stays happy, the amount of people that are coming in. So even if you do fast forward, that doesn't, you could end up really screwing yourself over if you're not paying attention. But
Besides cabins,
there you go.
also
Cabins are
provide
built.
sturdy houses and shelters as housing. Sturdy houses withstand sandstorms better and have an increased storage capacity to boot. Children living in houses gradually fill up the house's stockpiles. Settlers do not reproduce in a shelter because they lack privacy.
That's
Let's
smart.
return
Makes
from our
sense.
excursion into housing and refocus on scrap. With the help of a recycler or refinery, scrap can be sorted into 4 different resources. A recycler always takes scrap apart, one resource at a time, while a refinery automatically produces all 4 resources. To start off,
Alrighty, well that's what I will start doing for the next video. And like I said, remember this is still just a tutorial, so it could end up getting much more difficult as things go on. So we'll see how it goes. So far, I'm really liking Endzone though. I give it a solid 8 out of 10 so far. And I haven't even gotten to the part where you're actually in wars or anything like that. So I'm excited, man. Let's go. This will be up on YouTube in just a minute, and don't forget to subscribe and share the video and tell your friends about it. Go check out Endzone.